Welcome to the 20th anniversary of Government Technology Conference 2007.
Our life in the future.
Leaps and bounds of technology.
An explosion of excitement.
Invent tomorrow.
Holograms play football on a coffee table.
IT as a utility.
Jargons and acronyms.
Massive storage farms.
A place where ideas are encouraged.
Security and access.
The real business is transforming the business of government.
To become a change agent.
One-stop shopping.
Project portfolio management.
Intelligent use of technology.
Concepts and ideas and possibilities.
You really need to go to this GTC thing.
That's our future.
Well, it started off in 1986, about a year and a half before the first event in May of 1987.
My partners and I were publishing this little computer newspaper called Sacramento Valley Computer News,
which was a local retail publication about the use of computers.
The IBM PC was still very young. The Macintosh computer had just come out. And we saw this technology, this personal computing technology, as revolutionary.
Dennis came to me one day and said, "Hey Bob, I've got a bright idea. It's something I think that it's going to be really good. And it's a conference, you know, about government and technology."
Because 20 years ago, this was pretty out there. It wasn't what people were doing yet.
So here we took the two most boring subjects in the world, government and technology, and we were going to hold a conference.
A couple of young entrepreneurs would say, you know, we can help shape this market. I mean, that was a very refreshing idea.
My job was to go out and meet with government officials and kind of check with them on what they thought of this idea.
And I didn't know who Bob Graves was, except I knew that he was part of a company that was publishing a newspaper that was handed out freely around town, that always led with a bad story about technology and state government.
But there were visionaries in government, and in meeting with them, they very quickly came on board on the advisory board.
Now, planning GTC1 actually took about 2 years, and we weren't sure exactly what we were doing, but we knew it was going to be exciting, and we were going to have a lot of fun.
Dennis we would sit there and brainstorm, and these ideas would come out, and Bob was just kind of the calm through the whole storm.
We had promoted and created such strong interest in the event. And then about 2 months before it, we realized somebody had to deal with the registration of everybody. We were just really stuck at that point. And along came Deborah Furlow.
Bob handed me this box. This box was full of little scraps of pieces of paper with names of people and phone numbers of people. There was no database. There was no infrastructure built at all. And so he handed me this box and he says, "Figure it out." So that's what I did.
So here was our chance. We wanted to start with a bang, and so we hired John Nesbitt to be the keynote speaker for our first event. And we were going to have this at the Convention Center Theater. It seats about 2,500 people.
We weren't quite sure if anyone was going to bother to show up to a government technology conference.
So we were going to throw a big party, and the big question was, is anybody going to come? And I remember the night before that first GTC, I did not get much sleep.
Happy 20th anniversary, Government Technology.
To the folks at GTC, just happy 20th anniversary.
We decided that we should go over and visit, the first kickoff for government technology.
The first year we really didn't have a good idea how many people were going to show up, and we had hoped for maybe 2,000 people and 50 exhibitors or something like that.
Wondering, how this thing, really we had bet the company on, was going to turn out.
I could not believe what I was seeing because there was a huge line.
And there were banners up and down the street, and I saw all these well-dressed public sector professionals, and I was hooked. I mean, I hadn't even parked my car.
About 5,000 people, including a line for registration that went all the way around the block.
Everything was very inspiring.
Most private companies really didn't treat government as a serious market, as simply as a sideshow.
The new administration was very interested in changing the way government worked and making technology part of those changes.
We actually were at the first one. HP joined the group.
This was the first time people were really seeing what technology could do and how the state could use things.
Somebody finally actually cares that sort of we exist.
This is real. This actually is going to be a conference.
I want to wish GTC a happy 20th anniversary.
Happy 20th, GTC. Thanks for letting me be a part of it.
The first few years opened my eyes to what we as public sector professionals are supposed to do with technology.
My marketing people were laid off, and I had 2 weeks to go and a 20-foot booth rented, and I came across these street jugglers in San Francisco and brought them in on unicycles, and the experience was fabulous. Everybody loved them.
As a young guy, I came to GTC to listen to the old folks.
There ought to be a place for emerging companies to participate.
And it really was an eye-opening experience for me to see the size of the conference, the quality of the programs, the quality of the speakers.
There was a place to be and be seen. I exhibited at GTC with a hands-on approach where we actually had where people could walk up and use computers.
Clearly a great deal of excitement.
I'd like to wish Government Technology a happy 20th anniversary.
Congratulations to GTC for the 20-year anniversary.
Hey, happy anniversary, GTC.